These ceramic capacitors are connected to the VN. Its purpose is to filter noise coming from the source. And here's the thing, one capacitor is not enough. Different values filter different frequencies. For example, 0.1 microfarad capacitor for high frequency noise, 1 microfarad for medium frequency, 10 microfarad for low frequency, etc. What about this MOSFET? This is a high side MOSFET. It connects the VN to the inductor when turned on. And this is low side MOSFET. It provides a return path to ground, increases efficiency. So the high side MOSFET pushes energy into the coil, while the low side MOSFET keeps current flowing efficiently. And here we have the brain, the control IC. It generates pulses or control signals, controls both MOSFETs, and monitors output voltage. Without this IC, no switching, no output voltage, coil or inductor. This is the magic component. It stores energy, converts switching pulses into smooth DC voltage. What about output capacitors? Its purpose is to smooth remaining ripple, act as a small battery, and the most important, supply sudden current demands. Example, if a CPU suddenly requests current, capacitors respond instantly. I have a question. Why we find ceramic capacitors and tantalum capacitors or ceramic capacitors and electrolytic capacitors together? Sometimes all of them. Because each type solves a different problem. Ceramic capacitors, very low ESR, excellent for high frequency noise, fast response. Tantalum capacitors, larger capacitors, better energy storage, good stability. And for electrolytic capacitors, very high capacitors handle slower voltage changes. This is why we find it together. And what about the pads or test pads? So its purpose basically is for easy measurement points, factory testing, debugging, and for efficient troubleshooting. As example, instead of touching a tiny IC pin, you measure at the pad. So to understand 100%, especially for beginners, let's study the schematic. So this is the schematic. This is basically the IC with the reference U. So after that we have here coil. Here basically we have the higher MOSFET Q1 and over here the lower MOSFET Q2. Here we have coil and we find here basically capacitors, usually polarized capacitors. You can find 2 or even 3 capacitors, of course connected to the ground. And then here sometimes we find the pad here. Here you can find the pad and we get the output here. Let's see, for example, we get 5 volts, the same working principle for all circuits. So of course this higher MOSFET is connected to the VN, of course via many capacitors here. As you can see, it could be 3, it could be more than 3 capacitors, and of course all those capacitors are connected to the ground. Of course here we have the VN or B plus for laptops. Of course the IC also is connected to the ground, connected to capacitors and to resistors for stabilization, etc. So here we have the VN. Let's say for example the VN is about 9 volts. Okay, so this 9 volt will pass through these capacitors to filter the noise. Okay, and then will reach the higher MOSFET, the drain of higher MOSFETs. Of course these 2 MOSFETs are controlled by the controller IC. And sorry, this MOSFET over here is connected to the ground, very important. So when this MOSFET, the high MOSFET becomes on, so the energy will flows here to this side, and of course to this MOSFET. And of course when it's off, automatically the energy flows will stops. And for this MOSFET here, basically the lower MOSFET, it provides what? A return path to the ground for more efficiency and of course to get the right voltage and right current. And without the IC, the brain of every circuit, that decides how long this MOSFET high side stays on and how long the lower MOSFET stays on. For a stable voltage, everything here has the purpose of generating a stable voltage. Here it could be 5 volts, 1.8 volt, 3.3 volt, 1.2 volt, etc. But this is the hero here, the coil. Why? Because simply the coil transforms the high speed switching here into a stable DC voltage, 5 volt, 1 volt, etc. And for those capacitors also very important, the same as those here, but those smooth the remaining ripple. Finally, for test point, we use it as a test point. Very easy. Instead of take measurement on the IC or small components, you can use this pad safely. I hope you understand. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. And for anyone who wants more unique content, you can join my Patreon page, the link in the description.